What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympian, Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Zach Parker versus John Ryder. Look, this is going to be a very good fight. Let's just get into it. Zach Parker is coming into this one with a record of 22 wins, no losses, and 16 wins by way of knockout. This is his first fight of the year, though, something to keep in mind as we move forward. Now, he's won his last 5 fights by way of knockout. I was impressed with his performance against Marcus Morrison, not impressed with the win, but how he won and the shot selection in that fight. His body work in that fight was absolutely outstanding. Parker punches with bad intentions, but he headhunts quite often in his fights, right? He did damage to the body in that fight, though. He didn't neglect the body. And once he saw that his opponent was hurt to the body, where do you think he went? Right back to the body. And that's what we want to see. We want to see that you can adjust your game plan in the fight when your opponent is weak, that you attack the weak areas that you see right there in real time. And that's what we saw from Zach Parker in his last fight. He's a big dude, right? Got good size, good reach. He's quick on his feet. He's explosive, good hand speed, and he's a finisher. Right? He can finish a fight once he sees his opponent's hurt. He's got a wide variety of different shots in his repertoire, and his conditioning is at a high level because he does throw a decent amount of punches in between the rounds. And if you are maintaining that throughout the fight, well, you got to be pretty well conditioned to be able to do so as consistently as he's been able to in his fights to date. Now, he's also a switch hitter. Right? So one moment he can be orthodox, the next moment he can go from southpaw, and he switches naturally and effortlessly, so it can confuse you and give you different looks. He's defensively responsible as well, and Parker has a lot of upsides and lots of talent, but John Ryder is going to make him work. He's going to test him, not just physically, but mentally as well, too, because he's not going to go away. He's going to be there in the fight, and he is going to try to get under your skin and test your will. In my opinion, this will be Zach Parker's toughest test yet on paper. But if he can look impressive against John Ryder, if he can make a statement win against John Ryder, well, that makes his upward trajectory a lot more interesting. So let's talk about his opponent, John Ryder. John Ryder is coming into this one with a record of 31 wins, 5 losses, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ryder is in a tough position, right? When it comes to his upward trajectory, every fight that he's in this current time in his career, it has to be a win, right? You just aren't going to get many big matchups with the number of losses that he's had, especially championship fight opportunities. So he's fighting not with desperation, but a strong internal will. And that's a dangerous fighter to get inside the ring with because it's all or nothing right now. Ryder is tough, he's strong, and he's not going away at any moment in this fight. As long as he's in it, he's going to keep coming forward. In his last fight against Daniel Jacobs, in the early half of the fight, to be honest, he was not doing much at all. He wasn't throwing a lot of shots. He wasn't cutting off the ring. He was kind of just following Daniel Jacobs around the ring, right? And Daniel Jacobs was finding his timing and taking what was given to him, right? But then in the second half of the fight, things started to turn. Ryder started to close the gap. Started to find ways how to get and close it on the inside. And when he did get on the inside, man, he got some good work in, right? If John Ryder can reach you, that's perfect because that's where he wants you to be. He doesn't want to chase you around the ring, right? He doesn't have the best footwork to be able to cut off the ring like that. He wants you to stand and trade shots with him, back you up on the corner where he can pounce forward, hit the body, hit the head, hit those subtle uppercuts. And that's when he likes to impose his will and his frame. He doesn't mind standing in the pocket and trading. He's only been stopped once, so he trusts his chin. He trusts that it's durable. And so if he can close the gap and make Zach Parker fight on the inside, that's when he'll shine because that's when John Ryder seems to be at his best. I didn't see the power against Daniel Jacobs, though, but I did see the variety of shots when he was in range. But the man has got heart and he's got will. And sometimes those things are just as important as the hand speed and the punching placement, because he did not give up in that fight against Daniel Jacobs. He just kept biding his time and kept coming forward and kept being patient. And he knew at the right time he would get an opportunity, and he made it count. And it looked like Jacob was going to walk away with it. But that same will and relentlessness, John Ryder came and kept crawling back into the fight. And the man ended up winning the dang thing. So it was a very good win for him against a guy who was once upon a time atop the division. However, if we can be honest, that version of Daniel Jacob was not the one we saw who fought Triple G or Canelo, right? That was a version that looked very sluggish, looked a little bit slow, looked like a small slice step shell of himself. I'm not discrediting the win for John Ryder by no means. I'm just saying, if we're painting the full picture, then we got to tell the whole tale of what other people might be seeing. So who wins? I'm taking Zach Parker to win by decision. I think Parker is more skilled, more accurate. He's got better footwork and the faster fighter, the younger fighter. And those are all things that I think will work in his advantage. I think this plays out kind of similar to how John Ryder's last fight was against Daniel Jacob, except I think Parker holds on to wins the fight. Ryder is not just going to go away, though, by no means. And I think he has a small advantage because he's already fought this year. So he's got that ring rust already knocked off. And he went in there with quality opposition, whereas Zach Parker is just coming in for the first fight this year. However, he does have youth on his side, and youth does not take as long to find their groove. So I'm taking Zach Parker to win by decision. If he can maybe even stop Ryder or win convincingly in great fashion, I think that makes things very interesting moving forward for him. So I have Zach Parker winning by decision. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this fight? Let me know in the comments section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways that you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly, greatly appreciated. Big shout out to everyone that has made a financial donation to the show. I really appreciate it, and it really does mean a lot. It really does help the channel. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find my social media handle on screen as well. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long and enjoying the content, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.